Hi greedy 3Ders, I always feel a bit blessed and humbled on the channel when a company reaches out and asks me to test one of its products, especially when it's 3D printing related, or in this case airbrush related, which forms a big part of our hobby. Inokraft have sent me this airbrush starter kit with their compressor. It includes everything a beginner would need to start the airbrushing journey. I'm also going to be using it to paint Pirotess from CA3D Studios. She is beautiful. If you want to see my review of this, and if you want to see how I made Pirotess, stay tuned. You really have got to check out CA3D Studios. They put out some amazing files and you get loads of files every month and they are just amazing. Here's Pirotess, all printed on the Gears RS, and here she is, mostly printed on the RS Turbo, but I ran out of resin, my own bleeding fault. So annoyed it didn't get the bottom because the resin ran out, so I needed to reprint the head and the hair all in one go with actually the right amount of resin this time, and this time it all worked well. The base I decided to put on my A1 and do it on that. Now, did you know that you can merge two pieces of files together on the A1 in the Bamboo Labsy kind of slicer that it's got? You literally just move the two parts together as close as you can, select them all, and once you've done that and they are as close together as you can, now I got them as close together as I felt they could go, maybe they would have gone closer, I'm not sure, but just join the parts together that you want to merge, select them all, right mouse click and say merge, and voila, the magic is done. The two pieces in this case have become one piece, and there's still a very slight mark down there as you can see when you look at the printed version of it, but do you know what, it's not too bad. A little bit of filling if you're really bothered by it, and away it goes. I'm going to put some snow on the top, so you're not going to see the top, you might just see the side, but I don't mind. It's my model, I can live with that. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. But there it is, all printed, and it printed wonderfully in PLA. I really didn't want to do this in resin, I just wanted to stick to the PLA. Here is the hair and the face. As I mentioned before, this had a little bit of a failure here. In fact, I've done a whole video on this failure and how I repaired it using some funky coal like here in Putty, so check that out. I was a bit annoyed that they did the hair and the face in one go, but hey ho, that's another story. Here's all the rest of the stuff all ready for priming. I've glued the bits onto the base and I've got everything ready. It's all sanded, it's all cleaned up, and I'm going to give it a primer, a white primer. It's going to be army paint to give it a blast all over. Now, as I mentioned at the start of the video, I was reached out to by Inokraft, who sent me this airbrush kit. It's a bit of a starter kit really that they asked me to just give a review to, and the agreement was that I'll give you an honest review. I'm not going to say anything they want me to, I'm just going to look at what's in it, look at what you get, and tell you guys all about it. Well, it contains everything you need from a starter kit, from an airbrush paint set to the airbrush itself to this real wonderful compressor. There's a few stats popping up on the screen that'll tell you all about it, but oh god, doesn't it look gorgeous? It looks like something out of a sci-fi show, I thought, and I really do like the look of it. And it's got all the bits you're going to need, including the airbrush, of course, the tubing to connect to it. It's got a quick release valve, it's got a UK power plug, always good when you're in the UK. Oh, hang on a second, therapeutic peeling. Done. And it's also got a really good dual action airbrush, and I'm really impressed with the airbrush really. It's well made, it comes with 3 needle sizes. It's just got everything you're going to need. If you're a beginner and you're looking for an airbrush to start with, then something like this would be absolutely ideal for you. It's a dual action airbrush. You literally have got everything in one box, from the paints to the airbrush, a quick release valve as well, which is always good to see, and you literally just attach it to your airbrush, and then when you put it on the tubing you can swap it on and off. If you've got a couple of airbrushes, maybe with different size needles already attached, you can just pull them on and pop them off, and they are really good. And as I said, this one comes with 3 needles, so if you want to do a broader spray, then the 5 is for you, the 0.5mm is for you. If you want to do a medium spray, the 3, or if you want to go really fine, the 0.2 is what you need. It comes with the needles, it comes with the ends, it comes with a cleaning kit, it comes with cleaning solution as well. One of these fantastic bottles, which if you've not got one, I'll show you how to clean it later, and it's brilliant. I'm not sure what this is for. Please tell me in the comments, but I know that these are some O-rings, and there is the tubing, and of course all you need to do is connect it to the compressor. It's a standard tubing size. They all sort of are exactly the same, every compressor I've ever owned, and attach it to the quick release valve onto the end, and away you go. Now when it comes to the noise, it says it's 47 decibels. I tried it in the man cave, and although I couldn't get it to 47 decibels when it was right next to it, it did go down to 47 decibels when I moved away, around about 6-7 foot away from the compressor. So 47 decibels maybe if you're not standing right next to it. You also get a set of paints with it. You get 4 different colours: the green, the blue, the red and the black. You get a good selection of base colours with it. You get a cleaning solution and also a mixing agent, so you can thin the paints down if you want to. It comes with literally everything you are going to need as a start, and this is what you get when you open the box. You even get a little bottle with some little ball bearings that you can shake it down, and a practice sheet as well with a rotational wheel to discuss colours with you. Full set of instructions. Absolutely wonderful bit of kit. Now if you've watched my previous video, you'll know how I got here with the filler primer on the back of the hair, so I'll put a link to that video which will show you how to repair some damaged 3D prints. And this is the first time I'm using the airbrushing anger to put some white paint back onto that hair. And this is what I said about the bottle. Now this isn't the bottle you get, but it is identical to this, and the reason I say this isn't the bottle you get to clean your airbrush is because you can see that mine has been well used, because it's bloody amazing. You just squirt the water in all the way it'll go. You'll then allow the airbrush to squirt out through the nozzle, and it squirts out clear water through. Wipe it with a cloth and you are ready for your next round. And the next round for me is some of the pink Army Painter Paint Nomad Flesh colour. A little drop in there, a little drop of the mixer. Hold your finger on the end, put a bit of air through, and it mixes in the actual bowl. I know some people say don't do it like this. I always say that, but I like it. It works. And I'm going to get that Nomad Flesh across the face. Now I'm not putting any pink on here, I'm not putting any red on, I'm just doing the Nomad Flesh straight across. It's going to be a good thick layer to cover the whole of the face. This Nomad Flesh is like a darker colour of the skin triad from the Army Painter, but look how well the airbrush is doing its job. It's putting that paint on exactly where I want it, in the quantity I want it. It's not spluttering, it's not splattering. Now remember, there is no tank with this airbrush, so when you need the air to flow through, it runs. When you take your finger off the pressure, it turns off. There is no storage tank. That may be a deal breaker for you, but you can get by perfectly without a tank if you are not too bothered about having it running pretty much all the time. Now as I'm doing the torso, I'm using the 0.3mm nozzle. I haven't changed that yet, and this airbrush with that 0.3mm nozzle is allowing me to go around the very edge of the chest where the skin starts, and it's allowing me to be really accurate, which I think is a great sign of an airbrush. And when I want to put a bit of a thicker coat on, I just pull the handle back further, a thicker coat will come out and it will cover the chest area of the skin tones that I want. It's doing a wonderful job of covering, and I'm really happy with how the airbrush is working so far. I'm going to use exactly the same technique to go over the arms. Everything is good with those, and a bit more thinner dropped in. And the change of colour now, we're going to use some Barbarian Flesh. This is the mid-tone Skin Rage from the Army Painter Triad, and this one will add a little bit of a lighter tone to the skin. So remember to go from the top down as if the light is hitting certain areas of a face. Going top down, you can see I'm getting the top of her nose, the ridge of her eyes, the top of her brow and her cheeks as well, and that's what she looks like with the two colours on. But of course I need to go a little bit higher, but we'll come back to that because we're going to give that Barbarian Flesh a blast across that chest area. You can see I'm just concentrating again on the upper parts of the model where the natural light would hit, and the darker area. That Nomad Flesh is almost like a pinky colour that sits on the bottom now, and that's what she looks like, just with two colours on. No red, no varnish, no anything other than 2 colours of Army Painter skin tone. I'm doing exactly the same to the other arm. I'm giving it a coat of that barbarian flesh in the area where the arm will be facing the natural light, which I'm going to say is above, to give it a perception of colour, a perception of tone, and a perception of light. It's almost a zenithal shade, if you will. Next, I'm going to go on to the top colour, which is Wildling Flesh. This is a really lighter pink colour, a very light colour, and this is going to get a sparse coating on the ends of her ears, on the tip of her nose, on her cheeks, just to give it a real white, light, final coat of skin tone. And that's what she looks like with all of the 3 colours on. Same again with the chest. That's going to get it in just the very edges, the upper edges of the boobies. Let's just be honest, it's going to get a highlight on the top of the boobies and a little bit on the shape of her tummy, but not too much, because I want that pink to show through from the Nomad colour, and I want the lighter colour to sit on the top. So skin tones, 3 colours, and there we go, looking very nice, I think. And if you just give it a quick blast at the end, just from the top, finished, done. And I think that you'll agree with me, that looks okay, it looks very nice. Same again with the arms, right from the top, top of these where the light is coming to it. I'm just waffling on, you can see what I'm doing. I'm just kitting it from that upper angle. Now, I didn't show you me painting the top of her butt and her legs and the other colours, so I'm going straight to the Wildling on this, and just the top parts that will again see the best part of the light are getting that lighter coat of the Wildling Flesh colour from the Army Painter, using this wonderful airbrush. Now I'm going to do some makeup on her, so I want to change the needle in the airbrush. So this is how you do it. Unscrew the back, and you will then see a little loosening screw there to get the needle out. So pull the needle straight out and put that somewhere very safe. Go to the front and unscrew the front section that you can see me unscrewing there, and inside there you will see a tiny little nozzle, and that is tightened on with a little spanner. So the spanner is included. Just turn that, to be really gentle, because this can cross thread really easy, and don't drop it like the plonker that is Greedy 3D. Put that somewhere safe. And now what I'm going to do is take the 0.2mm nozzle out and gently screw it in. Again, do not cross thread it. This thing will snap if you tighten it too much with the spanner, and it will cross thread if you're not really careful with it. When it's screwed in, take your spanner and just a half turn or so, just till you feel it go tight, and then stop. Make sure you stop. Take your needle, put that in the back. There's a protective cap on there as well. Put it through all the way as far as it will go, and tighten that little brass screw as far as that will go as well, and then you know that the needle is in the right place. Take the end that you took off and replace it with the 0.2mm one, and the very end you can either leave it with the needle sticking out, or you can take the little protective end on the end of the airbrush there and just screw that on. And now I have a 0.2mm nozzle and a 0.2mm needle in there. It's ready to go. Screw on the back of the airbrush, connect it back up to your compressor, and you are ready to put a little bit of makeup on. I'm using some Carmine Red, and look at the detail that I'm able to get with this 0.2mm needle. I can just get it above her eyes, a very gentle flow. You can see there's no splattering. It's a nice clear coat of that in Carmine Red. This has made it really easy to add these real finer details and aim them exactly where you want them to go. Wonderful. Thank you, Inokraft. I'm going to cover everything with some varnish. This is just some matte varnish. I don't want shiny varnish, just matte varnish. And just moving on to the base, I'm taking a bit of just a normal brown colour, and I'm going to go all the way across the twigs and sticks and leaves and things that you could see on there before, taking this different colour. It's a lighter kind of brown colour, and I'm just going to go over the twigs just to highlight some of the top edges of them before taking some Savage Green from Army Painter and going over the plants and the grassy bits, I guess, that are on there. I'm also going to go over the leaves on the top of the branches, and I'm also going to go over just the branch with a real light splattering of this colour, just to give it a little bit of a life, just a little bit of a vegetative life. Is that even a word? I don't know. I just want it to look colourful, really, because the model itself is going to be mostly white, so I want a little bit of colour on there. Now, taking the head to the next stage, which is the brush stage, I am going to take a really narrow brush. I'm going to be really careful. I'm going to take a black paint, and the joy with this model, oh thank you painting gods, her eyes are closed. You do not need to worry about eyes, just the eyelashes at the top of the eyes, and they're all wonderfully sculpted in, and a little bit of black paint rubbed slowly across the eyes will do the job for you. It is lovely. Just drag it over the eyes. Be really careful. You don't want to get this on your skin. And look how simple that is to make her look virtually alive. That is such a wonderful skin tone, and the eyes make all the difference. Red tone next for her lips. I'm going to give the red tone on the lips probably about 3 or 4 coats. It's a wonderful colour for the lip. You can also use this red tone to maybe go along her hairline and smooth it out with a thicker brush, or go under the eyes, or go around the nose. I haven't done it with this model because I just want her to look absolutely angelic. Just the makeup, just the skin tones, and just the lips, and that's all I've done with her. Once that's on, I've took some matte white and I'm going to go over the hair, and I'm going to tidy up all that hair that you can see, just to get rid of anywhere where the skin tones have gone across. And it's not a hard job, but my God, is it a boring, laborious job. So take your brush, take a deep breath, put some soothing music on, and just cover all of the white with it. Try not to get it on your skin tones. If you do get something on your skin tones, don't forget you've put a varnish on, so get another brush, wet it, and you'll wipe it off. If you get it off straight away, it will come straight off. And I'm going to use that white on a thicker brush now to go over the torso, to get rid of again any of the skin tones that have leaked across into the rest of her. It's not too bad actually. I've done a really decent job in keeping it in the lines, and again, that's down to a little bit of practice and also a decent airbrush. And you can see that that white now is going on to the bits that we've already painted white. I'm doing the gloves white. Everything on this model is pretty much white, except a real strong contrast of bright gold, which is all the jewellery. Again, narrowest brush you've got, the deepest breath you've got, and just sit down, and my God, was this bit time consuming. It took me ages to get this on, but it's worth taking your time at this stage and hitting every little bit of the jewellery, because that is what's going to set this model off. You're going to see this, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. I've also given some brown along the belt and some gold over the top, and some Reichland flesh shade now, just to brush across the biggest areas of gold, just to add a little bit of a colour to it really. And that's it. I'm not doing no more to the gold. I think I'm done. I'm happy with it. It's looking good. I've done it carefully. The contrast is there. Oh, I'm happy with that. I'm taking some Holy White now back to the airbrush, and I'm going to use this Holy White Speed Paint by Army Painter to put a little bit of a whitish grey into the shadows. I don't want it to just be white, because I think it will be too darn boring if it's white everywhere. You need some natural shadows and natural gradients, and this will do a wonderful job. Don't overdo it, because you don't need to turn it grey. But ultimately you want to get into all the nooks and crannies and all the folds and give it a little dosage of this white speed paint. And you can see I'm doing exactly the same on the torso. If you get it wrong, and if you overdo it, and if it doesn't look right, get a bit of white on a dry brush and dry brush it back out again. It's simple, it really is, but it will make such a difference to the shadowing. Think about where they would be under the armpits, in the folds of the clothing, on the back, in the small of a back, in all these areas. Just give it a little bit of grey and use your artistic impression, and stop when your ancestors tell you to, when you think it looks good enough for you. And that's it. That's it. Now, the gold's not on there, so I've probably done this a little bit out of order, so if you want to smack my hand in the comments, you can do that. I'm using the Holy White again on the hair now, because again, the hair's white, and I don't want it to just be white. I want to add a little bit of ambiance to the hair, so I'm going to paint some of this into the centre of the hair, into the gap, into the hairline, all the way down the back and the ends. You get the kind of gist. We want to just give it a little bit more of an interest, apart from stark white, which will just look a little bit boring. And there's like a fringe as well, which we're going to do, and that makes such a difference when you put it on. It really does. You wait till you see it go on. For the base, I'm taking some stone golem on a dry brush, and I've gone around anywhere that I've oversprayed with the wood colours colours and the green colours into black, and then I'm going to go over with the stone golem to give it a dry brush all the way over and around the edge. And I'm going to take some streaking grime from AK and paint that down the cracks in the I don't know if it's concrete or whether it's some kind of footpath or whether, well, I don't know what it is, but in all the gaps it's going to have a bit of this streaking grime just to change the colour up a little bit. And I'm going to go around the edge as well, and the base is nearly done really. I'm going to put a bit of AK snow in it. Why has it got snow on? I don't know, but I decided to put some snow on, and this is great to hide some of those seams that I purposely haven't filled, because I know I was going to put some snow on it. But this AK snow is brilliant. It's just splattered on very, very gently, and it looks like powdered snow everywhere you need it. Green Stuff World Chrome Metal for the sword is a brilliant, brilliant metallic paint, and I'm just going to splodge that all the way across the sword. It's a nice easy fix really for this, to get that sword silvery, and when that's finished it's going to have a red, just a red paint into the it's a diamond in the centre, back to the snow, and she's done, she's finished. I'm just going to add a few speckles of snow all the way across her, on her extremities, on little bits of skin. I'm not going to overdo it at all, but I'm going to give her just a little bit of snowflakes just to make her look just that tiny bit more interesting, and a few bits on the skin tones and on the chest and on the arms, and she is done. Let's have a look at her. Now, when we review items here at GK3D, what I make sure I do is be honest with you guys. I hear all the time people saying, oh, you've been sent it for free, you're going to say it's good, because if you don't say it's good you won't get anything else. Believe me, that does not happen here. I couldn't give a monkey's if I don't get anything else to test, as long as I have my integrity and I'm honest with you guys, and I really do think that's important. I like this starter set. I think it's really good for what you're getting. You're getting everything you need to get you into airbrushing. It's not the cheapest set on the market, not by a long shot, but it's very, very good. Now, it doesn't have a tank, and if you're looking for one with a tank, then it's a deal breaker for you, and I absolutely get that. My go-to compressor has got a tank, but when I started out in the hobby, one of these without a tank got me through absolutely fine. I've ran this for about 30 minutes, 35 minutes, constantly, didn't overheat, didn't let me down, didn't fail at all, and I can only pay dividends to the fact that it not only works well, it looks really cool. It looks like something out of a sci-fi show, doesn't it? And me being a real sad geek, that does mean something. I'd be quite happy to have this sitting in the corner looking back at me. It's not very loud. I couldn't get it down to 47 decibels unless I stood about 8 feet away from it, and when I did that, it did drop down to the decibels that it says it does, so it's a little bit louder than that, as you saw in the video, but it works well, works all right. I'll put a link in to where you can get it from on Amazon. It'll be an affiliate link, but that doesn't mean you've got to buy it through that. I'm not here to make money out of you. If you do buy it through the link, a little bit will kick back to the channel, and that's really is appreciated. But I'm not doing this so that you'll do that. I don't care. If you think that, go and buy it from somewhere else if you want one. What I suggest you do is look at this one and look at other starter kits and see which one you prefer, because there might be something in another starter kit that you prefer, but for me this works. It does the job. If you're in the market for a starter airbrush compressor kit that looks really cool, you get some paints with it, you get the airbrush with it, it'll work wonderfully. All I can say is check out some other reviews and see if they agree with what I'm telling you. And you've seen it working, you've seen me using it, and I've had no problems with it at all. It painted Pirotess by CA3D really well. What a beautiful sculpt that is. The only negative for me with Pirotess is the head and the hair were connected, which caused me a bit of a nightmare. Please, designers, separate the two when we do, if you can, because painting hair on a model can be an absolute nightmare. Sometimes I get it, you can't do anything about it, but we got away with it, and I think she looks absolutely lovely. If you like what you see today, please subscribe to this channel. A huge amount of people come and watch the videos time and time again, but don't subscribe. The subscription is free, and it really promotes the channel, and it helps the channel grow, it helps it get publicity, it helps it get more views. So just click that subscription button, and I will thank you and be your friend forever. If you want to join the Patreon, we have got a Patreon. It's free to join, or if you want to support the channel a little further, you can pay a couple of quid a month, and that would just support the channel to continue doing what it's doing. I've got a few affiliate links down below in the description. Have a look at them. If there's anything you're thinking about buying and you get it through that link, a little bit will kick back, and again, that helps the channel just stay doing what I'm doing and grow and afford to buy all the paints and the glues and everything else that we use that I don't get sent. I have to buy those things, so you know, it helps the channel just continue in those ways, and thank you. But the big one for me, leave a comment, let me know what you think, interact, tell me what's good, what's bad, what you like, what you don't like, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, this display of this bit of kit here, and also the Pirotess model. Hope you've enjoyed that, and I will see you next time real soon on Greedy 3D.